Hello and welcome back to Games Explained YouTube channel. This channel is dedicated to providing you with captivating content that will both educate and entertain. Together, we will dive deep into the fascinating world of Call of Duty, unveiling its mysteries, discovering its hidden gems, and igniting the spark of curiosity within each and every one of you. So sit back and let's get started. Call of Duty is a first-person shooter video game franchise that has become a household name in the gaming industry. The series was first developed by Infinity Ward, with its initial release in 2003. Since then, the franchise has been developed by several different studios, including Treyarch, Sledgehammer Games, and Raven Software, and has sold millions of copies worldwide. In this video, we'll take a closer look at the history of the Call of Duty franchise, from its inception to its latest releases, including new features and sales figures. The first Call of Duty game was developed by Infinity Ward and was released in 2003 for Microsoft Windows. The game was set during World War II and featured a single-player campaign and a multiplayer mode. It was well received by critics and players alike and went on to sell over 4.5 million copies. Call of Duty 2 was released in 2005 and was also set during World War II. The game featured improved graphics and AI, as well as new gameplay mechanics, such as the ability to use iron sights. It was a commercial success, selling over 6.5 million copies. Call of Duty 3 was released in 2006 and was the first game in the franchise to be developed by Treyarch. The game was set during World War II and featured a single-player campaign and a multiplayer mode. It introduced new gameplay mechanics, such as vehicle-based combat. It was a commercial success, selling over 7 million copies. Call of Duty 4: Modern Warfare was released in 2007 and was a departure from the World War II setting of the previous games. The game was set in the modern era and featured a single-player campaign and a multiplayer mode. It introduced new gameplay mechanics, such as the ability to earn perks and the killstreak system. It was a commercial and critical success, selling over 16 million copies. Call of Duty: World at War was released in 2008 and returned to the World War II setting. The game featured a single-player campaign and a multiplayer mode, as well as the new Zombies mode. It was a commercial success, selling over 11 million copies. Call of Duty: Modern Warfare 2 was released in 2009 and was a direct sequel to Call of Duty 4: Modern Warfare. The game featured a single-player campaign and a multiplayer mode, as well as the new Special Ops mode. It was a commercial and critical success, selling over 22 million copies. Call of Duty: Black Ops was released in 2010 and was developed by Treyarch. The game was set during the Cold War and featured a single-player campaign and a multiplayer mode, as well as the new Zombies mode. It introduced new gameplay mechanics, such as the ability to customize loadouts. It was a commercial and critical success, selling over 30 million copies. Call of Duty: Modern Warfare 3 was released in 2011 and was a direct sequel to Call of Duty: Modern Warfare 2. The game featured a single-player campaign and a multiplayer mode, as well as the new Spec Ops mode. It was a commercial and critical success, selling over 26.5 million copies. Call of Duty: Black Ops 2 was released in 2012 and was developed by Treyarch. The game was set in the near future and featured a single-player campaign and a multiplayer mode, as well as the new Zombies mode. It introduced Call of Duty: Ghosts was released in 2013 by Infinity Ward and published by Activision. It was the 10th main installment in the Call of Duty series. The game introduced new gameplay mechanics such as the ability to slide, lean, and use destructible environments. It also featured a new game mode called Extinction, where players had to fight off waves of alien creatures. Ghosts sold over 19 million copies worldwide, making it the second best-selling game of 2013. Call of Duty: Infinite Warfare was released in 2016 by Infinity Ward and published by Activision. It was the 13th main installment in the Call of Duty series. The game featured a new campaign mode set in space and new gameplay mechanics such as zero-gravity environments and space combat. It also introduced a new Zombies mode called Zombies in Spaceland, which was set in an amusement park. Infinite Warfare sold over 13 million copies worldwide, making it the third best-selling game of 2016. Call of Duty: World War II was released in 2017 by Sledgehammer Games and published by Activision. It was the 14th main installment in the Call of Duty series and marked a return to the series' roots with a World War II setting. The game featured a single-player campaign that followed a squad in the 1st Infantry Division as they fought across Europe. It also introduced a new multiplayer mode called War, where players had to complete objectives to win. World War II sold over 25 million copies worldwide, making it the best-selling game of 2017. Call of Duty: Black Ops 4 was released in 2018 by Treyarch and published by Activision. It was the 15th main installment in the Call of Duty series. The game featured a new Battle Royale mode called Blackout, which was set on a map that combined locations from previous Black Ops games. It also introduced new gameplay mechanics such as healing and a manual health regeneration system. Black Ops 4 sold over 17 million copies worldwide, making it the second best-selling game of 2018. Call of Duty Mobile was released in 2019 by Timmy Studios and published by Activision. It was the first mobile game in the Call of Duty series. The game featured maps, weapons, and characters from previous Call of Duty games and introduced new game modes such as Zombies and Battle Royale. It also featured a ranked multiplayer mode where players could compete for rewards. CoD Mobile has been downloaded over 500 million times and was the third best-selling game of 2019. Call of Duty Campaign Remastered was released in 2020 by Raven Software and published by Activision. It was a remastered version of the single-player campaigns from Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2. The game featured updated graphics and improved audio and cutscenes. It also included bonus content such as behind-the-scenes footage and developer interviews. Campaign Remastered sold over 2.5 million copies worldwide. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War was released in 2020 by Treyarch and Raven Software and published by Activision. It was the 17th main installment in the Call of Duty series. The game was set during the early 1980s and featured a single-player campaign that followed a CIA officer tracking down a Soviet spy. It also introduced a new multiplayer mode called Fireteam, which was a 40-player objective-based mode. Black Ops Cold War sold over 6 million copies worldwide, making it the best-selling game of 2020. Call of Duty Vanguard was developed by Sledgehammer Games and released on November 5, 2021, for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and PC. The game is set in World War II and features a single-player campaign, multiplayer modes, and the cooperative Zombies mode. The multiplayer mode features new maps, weapons, and vehicles, while the Zombies mode introduces a new story and gameplay mechanics. The game received mixed reviews from critics and fans, with some praising the multiplayer mode but criticizing the campaign and Zombies mode. As of February 2022, the game has sold over 7 million copies worldwide. Call of Duty Vanguard's sales figures are relatively low compared to some of the franchise's other titles. However, it is important to note that the game was released during a time of heightened competition in the gaming industry, with other high-profile releases such as Battlefield 2042 and Halo Infinite also launching around the same time. Despite this, Vanguard has still managed to attract a significant player base and is expected to continue receiving updates and support from the developers in the coming months. In conclusion, the Call of Duty franchise has a long and storied history, dating back to the release of the original game in 2003. Over the years, the series has undergone numerous changes, from the developers who worked on the games to the settings and gameplay mechanics themselves. Despite this, the franchise has remained a major player in the gaming industry, consistently setting sales records and attracting millions of players worldwide. From the early days of Call of Duty 2 and 3 to the more recent releases of Call of Duty, Vanguard and Black Ops Cold War, each game in the series has brought something new to the table, whether it's the introduction of new weapons and vehicles, the inclusion of new game modes, or the expansion of the franchise into mobile gaming. And with the upcoming release of Call of Duty Vanguard, fans can look forward to experiencing yet another exciting chapter in the franchise's history. Overall, the Call of Duty franchise is a testament to the enduring popularity of first-person shooters, and the series shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon. Whether you're a longtime fan or a newcomer to the series, there's something for everyone in the world of Call of Duty.